family, due to your children or your friends to push you to commit suicide because they came to you for help. When you are being victimized, whether you're an at-risk adult or not, the fact that you have been victimized shows that you were in fact at risk. Oh, sorry, sir.
No, you're good, boss.
I've got a lot of friends of mine that are pushing daisies now. Some of you want to pretend that everything that comes out of my face is schizophrenic. Well, pushing daisies, for those of you who don't know, is a reference to being buried. Them daisies are growing on top of you, and they're growing up. They're sprouting over your corpse. They're dead because people didn't listen to them when they needed it. People did not support them when they needed it. They told them, you just need to let it go. Stop trying to fix real life problems with pretty memes. Just let it go. Just let it go. That's a great thing to say to somebody when they can't. And you're not willing to listen to the fact that they can't. Let me give you an example, and you will probably not understand this. Well, let's say you've got somebody in a wheelchair, right? Now, you don't know how they got there, but they call you up, they're in a wheelchair, and they say, hey man, I am on some stairs, I'm in my wheelchair, and I don't know how I got here. I do remember getting drunk with some college kid last night, and I woke up here with a blanket over the top of me. I could really use some help because I can't make it down those stairs. And I can't make it up the stairs that are on the other side of me. And I got woods on both sides and the handrails. And no, my wheelchair isn't going to make it through there. Yeah, your friend has a disability and needs your help and is calling you for help. Telling him what he should have done, you should have just not gone drinking. That doesn't help him out. That just invalidates him and makes him feel like shit. You're taking pop shots at him. You think it's all in good fun. No, it's not all in good fun. He says, hey man, we got to get this done quick. I am on 2% battery. And what are you going to do? You're going to laugh at him and make jokes and say, man, geez, you should have not been hanging out with them kids. Well, we were all old enough. We're all of legal age. So he's got to explain to you that these youngins he was drinking with are legal age. Meanwhile, he's at 1% battery now. And you're saying, well, why don't you just push home? He says, I'm stuck in between some sets of stairs and there's forest on either side of me. Well, why don't you, yell for help? You fucking call 911 if you're stuck. What, did you fall out of your wheelchair or something? No, the area that I'm in, I woke up here. It's an area that I can't push my way out of. And then, of course, the phone dies. He doesn't know where you're at. He just knows you're stuck between some stairs. So you're stuck there until someone calls the police, and then because you're in a wheelchair, they got to call the paramedics to show up, and they have the paramedics help you to carry down the stairs. So now here you are. You got carried down by the paramedics. Lucky you weren't still drunk and don't still smell like alcohol, but you've been there for hours. You're fucking sunburned. You finally get home, you're all sunburnt, and your friend's like, what the fuck happened to you? Well, you happened to me. It's the right answer. You happened to me. I needed a friend or family member to go in with me, or none of these services that you're pushing me onto that are supposed to help, none of them are going to help without a friend or family member. My friends and family members didn't want to help. They claimed that they would, but then all they wanted to do is talk over me. It invalidates the victim and betrays their trust and makes them more scared to speak every time you interrupt them. Every time you speak over them, When you have somebody who's been through a very traumatic experience and you keep interrupting them and they need you to understand, and then they stop what they're doing, they stop trying to explain it, and they tell you, hey, you know what? Every time you interrupt me, it makes it more difficult for me to speak. But instead of you trying to understand that, you want to immediately say, well, you know, I needed to ask this, and no, you didn't. You needed to shut the fuck up. That's what you needed to do. You needed to actually listen. When your friend is telling you about she's taken abuse, right? And you're listening to her, but also you're busy with Candy Crush Saga. Or you're busy texting to your ex-boyfriend. And your friend says, hey, you know, I was just raped. You might stop and listen then. But probably not. The power of Candy Crush, right? Hey, honey, the house is on fire. Yeah, I'll take care of it after this mission. I'm about to beat my high score. Honey, the house is on fire. All right, I'm almost there. Hold on. Honey, someone's stealing your Camaro. Boom, that'll get him up. A lot of these women, all they know how to do is talk. That's what they've taught to do as help. Men, when they come to men for help, it's, I need a piggy bank. I need physical labor, and I need it for free. When I try to tell you what's going on and you literally will not listen to me, you want to interrupt me to tell me to take a breath. I'm only having to talk 400 miles an hour because I'm trying to finish what I have to say before you interrupt me again and start telling me another 4-hour story about yourself. Now, you interrupt me to tell me that you already heard it. Well, let me tell you something. If you didn't interrupt me every single time that I got to that point, you wouldn't have heard it 7 fucking times. Now we're going to try for number 8. So I try for number 8. If you would stop being OCD about interrupting me at that exact same point every fucking time, you would understand. You get to see how the police officers use this as an official tactic. When you're trying to explain to them something that's going on and they interrupt you in the middle of what you're explaining, they only know half the story. So shut the fuck up. Don't interrupt them. If they have to stop again because you're interrupting them again and explain to you again that you interrupting is the fucking problem. You giving advice, and it's not even real advice. It's not based on my situation, because you don't know my situation, because you keep talking over me. Did you try going to the cops? I literally told you that I need someone to go to the cops with me. That's what I need. When you ask me if I've tried going to the cops after I've explained that to you, and tried to explain to you about the situations where I went to the cops and had to do so alone, obviously I went to the fucking cops. Obviously, I've been through this for 6 years. When I say stop asking questions, I'll answer them. You don't even have to ask them. I've already got it covered. I've already got it covered. Yes, I did go to the cops. I went by myself. I was abused. I need help turning that in. Why did I go to the cops? The recordings that I have, the screenshots that I have, show that the cops knowingly, willingly, and intentionally misled the situation to prevent me from turning them in. I don't get much further than that because that's the point where you're interrupting me to say you already heard that. I know you already heard that, and you interrupted me about that already before. You even interrupted me 5 or 6 times to make suggestions of things that I should have done. Instead of woulda, coulda, shoulda, let's focus on now. When you want to say, all right, well, let's focus on in the moment, I'm in the moment. In the moment, I'm still living the consequences of being illegally harmed for being different. The things that you're asking me to do, I've already tried alone. Alone. Megan Mistigatis couldn't shut up about herself or stop interrupting me to be fucking negative. You tell me not to be negative, I'm being fucking punished for shit I didn't do. I was forced to break the law to try to get a fucking court date. Because you, the people who claim to care, fucking don't. When I tell you a fact, and there is factual goddamn evidence, and you want to tell me, oh, that's a matter of opinion. No, it's not. A fact is not a matter of fucking opinion. You see this pen? In the next 10 seconds, this pen may be in my hand, and maybe somebody with a high-powered scope will shoot it out of my hand. Let's count to 10. 1 monkey, 2 monkey, 3 monkey, 4 monkey, 5 monkey, 6 monkey, 7 monkey, 8 monkey, 9 monkey, 10 monkey. All right, it's still in my hand. All right, now we have made history. We have created a fact. The fact is, the pen is still in my hand. The fact is, for that 10 seconds, it was still in my hand. The fact is, there was nobody around me with a high-powered rifle and a scope who pulled the trigger at the exact moment for it to line up to go through this. And if they had, that would have been, well, probably 1 in several trillion chance. Right? Two possibilities, only one of them happened. But there are other possibilities, right? Like maybe it'll still be in my hand if I shake it loose and then no, it fell down. There are two very distinct possibilities. Maybe it'll stay in my hand and wobble. Maybe it'll fall down. Maybe it'll do that for 3 seconds. Maybe it'll do it for 5 seconds. But it did in fact fall down. That is a fact. That is a fact. It did, in fact, also stay in my hand. It stayed in my hand for 3 seconds. So, as a matter of opinion, but the event itself, this is what happened, right? I was shaking it. Only one thing happened for each and every one of those segments of time. That's a timeline. When you ask me if I dropped the pen, and I'm talking about that first 10 seconds. Yes, I dropped the pen, but not in the first 10 seconds. You say, I don't need all the details, just I want to know if you did that or not. Kind of like, I don't want to know the details of everybody who has been fucking harming you for an entire goddamn year. What I want to know, I don't want to know about any of the crimes committed against you between October 18th of 2016 and August 16th of 2018. I don't want to know about any of what happened. What I want to know is, did you threaten anybody? Yes. Well, see, these people claimed you threatened them, so you deserve it. Well, hold on a second. I didn't threaten those people, first of all. Second of all, those people have been claiming I threatened them since October of 2016. The point here is that the abuse that I have endured that forced me to the point where I had to threaten somebody publicly on YouTube. Because so many people had threatened my life, harassed me, assaulted me. And every single one of my court dates with those police, every fucking one of them, every single police report leaves out all of the pertinent information and evidence. I have the right to a retrial because I was not represented at any point in time. They pretended I was crazy to prevent me from making a police report or turning in evidence. They pretend I'm crazy to prevent me from being allowed to defend myself against their crimes. They call me crazy. This gives my public pretender an excuse to not do jack shit. You're what's called a roll-through. When I'm explaining the dynamics of it, their actual experiences, the actual experiences I need to turn in. When you make me stop to try to make a short little abridged analogy for you to understand, and you interrupt that, you are literally helping rapists and fucking murderers get away. You, as a friend, your help is fucking hurting the victim. Your help is going to push the victim to commit suicide. That is literally what you are doing. You are pushing the victim to suicide. You are showing them that you don't care. When they are trapped in a situation and they try to explain you that they are trapped in that situation and they need you to speak up with them, that is what you do. You don't argue with them like they're fucking retarded. When you tell them don't live in the past, that's a pretty fucking meme. All right? You don't look at all of the consequences of that past, of having my name slandered. Do you not see a direct correlation between that and me being stuck in the goddamn car? When you want me to start over from ground fucking zero, instead of looking at evidence, when you want to drag it out as long as possible, when that person has to believe you, has to, because they need help, and all you do is take advantage of them, or it becomes a thing where, yeah, you were gonna help them out, but the reality is you're lonely. A lot of people, like that, what's her name, Michaela Hellerbach? Yeah, she's a very large young woman. And of course, she's baby happy, and she's still living with her parents. She doesn't want to live there because they're jerks. She sees having a baby as a way to get out of her parents' house. She offered to help, but the reality was she just wanted a baby and she didn't care where it come from. And you go, oh, dude, you're fucking ugly. Why would she want to have a baby with you? She didn't care who it came from. The dude that she ended up with was fucking uglier than me, believe it or not. Far less physically attractive, if you can believe that. When your traumas get in the way, when you expect me to understand your PTSD and not do the things that give you PTSD, but you won't even listen to those things with me, or you claim that you already know, and you do that literally immediately again, you're not listening to me. You're going out of your way to show me disrespect. And you know what? A lot of y'all want to push help on me that is expensive. You tell me that you won't help me unless I do that. I don't have the money to live on. When I say I don't have the money to live on, that's what I mean. When you tell me that you're broke, I am expected to understand. When I'm too broke, you make excuses. Oh, well, you just need to get a job. Really? Really? You have a job and you're too broke. You can't tell the truth because you're too broke. You want to throw money at it and hope I'll shut up. No. You were a part of the situation, and throwing me a fucking token $50 6 years after the fucking event, that is not help. Last night I recorded a situation where I fed a woman who, yeah, according to the other recordings that I have on my channel, she's addicted to, well, you probably heard it if you were paying attention. Of course, it was a long video. You probably didn't pay any attention to the whole thing. Or any of the other ones. There's a lot of them. I try to record my whole day if at all possible. When people want me to not record out of respect for them, no. If you're going to help me and we have apportioned time to help me, then let's apportion it to helping me. Helping me how I need. Let me take the lead. Let me explain. Pretend that I am your fucking boss. Especially if I fucking paid you for it, Tara Lee Hicks. Graham Milborn. Who else did I have to pay? A lot of people. I had to pay them to give a shit. I had to pay them to take the time. That's what I had to pay for. I had to pay these people for them to take the time to listen to me and help me turn it in. But instead, it ends up being a whole bunch of fucking interruptions and a bunch of people who go out of their way when I tell them, hey, if you force me into this particular environment, it's like holding a fucking spider in the face of somebody who's scared of spiders while they're on a 10-story building. If they tell you, hey, if I'm on a 10-story building and somebody fucking dangles a spider in front of me, I'll jump over the edge of the building to get away from that fucking spider. And then the very first thing you do, you invite them up to a party on the 10th floor, and then you dangle a spider in their face. Dude, why'd you freak out? I don't know what's wrong with him. Fucking he just jumped off and died. Yeah, after the fact, you play fucking stupid. In reality, he told you, and either A, you didn't fucking listen, or B, you did it intentionally. That brings us back to the pen, doesn't it? Here's what creating a situation is. All right, so this pen, right? I'm going to drop it. I'm a liar, right? No, I dropped it. But there's also a time limit. See this right here? This is your testimony. This right here. This right here is my predators. There's a time limit here. There is a time limit for me to turn in my predators. When you force me to go public with it, or force me to go to those predators about it, those predators get to take steps, such as false reporting, false charges, false arrests, assaults, having the public do it for you, working together with Rochelle Shelley Campbell to fucking gaslight me when I was at Candace Bondurant's, having me arrested on false charges for trying to turn in Robert Franklin Warnick, the registered sex offender, having me trumped up on false charges for trying to turn in Leslie Snell, having me trumped up on false charges to try to turn in Scott DaCosta. I'm supposed to go to my friends and family, right? Their testimony right here, but of course that would be their hand holding it. That would be their hand. That would be them saying, oh, be patient, be patient, be patient, be patient. Now we got to drop the hammer on this hand, don't we? Or drop the pen on it. Pen is mightier than the sword. But what happens when you're busy fucking rattling your gums? You're rattling your fucking gums at me. You're rattling them at me. You are rattling them at me, and then you're ignoring me for long periods of time. And then finally, you throw it in my face. Hey, Sean, I did this. Hey, Sean, I did that. Hey, Sean, I tried to help you. Really? The cops got away with it. The Bollingers got away with it because you wasted my fucking time. Because you didn't help me. You fucking didn't help me. Not only that, your testimony, which would have changed my fucking court date. Your testimony that shows that I went to you for help. Your testimony that shows that you were sick, you were too busy. Yes, you told me you would do these things. You even promised to do these things. But because of your own personal shit, you didn't follow through. Because I believed you and had to trust you as a friend or family member, and you procrastinated and wasted my time and made every excuse after making that promise. You literally did everything in your power to help my predator get away. You helped them get away. They forced me into a situation where it is very difficult for me to do all of the shit that I need to do to turn them in. Meanwhile, there's 2 sets of time that I got to deal with. The time where I am stuck out in public, where anybody could come harm me at any point in time because they're offended, which has happened on multiple occasions here in Tillamook. So I'm busy recording just in case. I'm busy recording just in case Molly fucking flips out and starts beating on my car. I'm recording just in case some officer decides to come beat on my vehicle and fucking arrest me on false charges. Or blow my head off because he didn't get a blowjob this morning. People have very simple motivations. When they have a bad day, they will take it out on somebody, and it'll more than likely be somebody other than the person that they're mad at. Sure, you'll yell at your girlfriend first thing in the fucking morning over something fucking trivial and stupid. But you're an officer of the law. So, people don't like poverty. People don't like hobos. Just go take it out on a hobo. Fuck it. Fucking slam him down on the ground and fucking try to break his wrist. Arrest him for resisting arrest. Fuck. Hell, you got some aggression out. You got to physically harm somebody. You feel better, don't you, officer?